Man, I'll tell you what, I'm having camera problems, phone problems, everything you can imagine problems. I started this video. Now this is a second time I've started it. The whole screen just went blank. I know I got a hot battery in here because it just came out of the oven. We're sawing cherry here. If you guys are new here, it's cherry, new blade, don't like it. I'm having problems with it. I'm gonna have to check the RPMs and see what I'm running. It does not want to spin at the spin that it's supposed to spin at. You know, people said a couple things. It's got just the right amount of clearance in there. I guess you might be able to see through there. There's about 40 thousandths of an inch clearance. Anyhow, a beautiful cherry. Daggone phone keeps ringing. This phone here is about ready to launch. I don't know why this phone keeps ringing. I hit the red button and it's supposed to go out. Then I get rid of that and I put it in my pocket and it calls me. Daggone, these phones are, everything's junk. I'll set it over here and maybe I'll run over the daggone thing. It's been running in my pockets, and I think the last time it just called, I think that's what hung up this camera. I don't know if it can do that. But anyhow, back to this thing. We got this cherry. It looks real nice. That phone's over there talking to me. I don't know, maybe somebody called me. Well, this is more important to me. Anyhow, we're going to finish slicing this up. I just said in the last video, if you see me pulling those boards off, okay, OSHA already came by and gave me a pile of awards for having the most violations that they have. So they know that I do that. So you don't need to worry. Tell me about doing that because they told me about it. Anyhow, just sit back and enjoy being cut. If I get cut up on that blade, you're not going to see the video till after I get out of the hospital. So just enjoy it. I hope the screen doesn't go black out on it like it just did a minute ago. I was in the middle of moving, it just zipped out. I don't know why I did that. Put your ears on, we're ready to make some noise. And I'll watch to see that it's still going. When I walk over OSHA violation, I think that was number 1 or 2. Maybe I'll put you back further. We'll put you back here. How's that? inches. I'm hoping to get some nice 6-inch stuff now.
I think we really got everything that we're going to get out of that. If you start looking at it,
it wasn't turning out to be the prettiest wood. I got one more nice board out of here. This is 4 inches wide, but you can see the crack in that one there. That's that ring shank, I think. But if you're making cabinets or stuff, you know, you got a 4-foot piece on that end of that crack and this end of the crack, and you know, not all your pieces have to be 6 inches wide. You might need a little stubby on there. But I'm just not gonna mess with it. If he wants me to mess with it, I'll mess with it later. But see, you got this crack in here. I guess you can see that. If I flipped it up there, you could see it better. So if I take a board off here, which that's about an inch, I might get a board, but then this is all garbage here. If you watch Mark Galici, you'll see when he gets down the center. Most people get down the center, and yeah, see, this goes like this, then down here. Now one guy says, oh, you need to send it to pallet making places. I get 3 boards, 3 8-foot pieces of board, what, every 2 or 3 weeks? I don't think they want to be interested in the little garbage that I got. They wouldn't even talk to me. It makes better firewood, so I'll just cut that up for firewood. I'll cut that little bit of stuff up there for cherry firewood. Nobody's interested in the interesting little cuts. I had these interesting cuts over here. I thought somebody might want to make a sign or something a little bit fancy out of them. Mac, if you're watching, these are the ones I was going to send up to you if nobody gets them pretty soon on Facebook. I had these on sale for 20 bucks. It's just a nice little cherry board, and then there's another one underneath. And I'll flip this over, then it'll bow the other way. When I put the camera down, I'll do it. But the one that's underneath it, I thought that would make a real pretty little signboard. But nobody seems to be interested in it. That's the cherry. I started getting a couple little bad spots, so that was the last cut before it went crappy. That was the cut before it went crappy. You can kind of see this here and see that there. No, I'm not going to dump water on it. I hate water. If you want to dump water and get your mill all into a milkshake, and have at it. Just have at it. That's fine with me. Whatever you want to do is, whatever pleases you, just tickles the heck out of me. Anyhow, I'm going to do the trims probably after dinner. I don't know what time it is, but my stomach's saying it's about dinner time. So I'm going to go do the trims, and then I'll probably just put these on quick stickers. He's going to pick it up. I have a sad occasion tomorrow. Somebody that I knew passed away from back in the 60s. So no, tomorrow's Friday. I don't have that. He's got something going on. I got that Saturday, then Easter Sunday, and Good Friday. I don't know what all's going on, but he's not going to be up for a while to get it. But what I want to do is I want to get those trims done. There's supposed to be rain coming in tonight, and they get some oil on that blade. So that's where we're at. You can see the pile of cherry down there in the sawdust pile. I did sell a heaping pickup truckload of sawdust out of here the other day, and I was telling you about the different sawdust drags and stuff like that. You know how this thing has got a big trough under here. Can you see that? Can you see that big trough? It might be 3-4 foot wide. That sawdust hits that and comes back over here more than over there. But then I also have a pile over here which is away from the blade, because it hits that area there and ricochets all over the place. So I have a big pile there. There's hydraulic lines. I was saying the hydraulic line, how I got this thing going. I guess I'll show you. If you watched a couple of the last video or something like that, this was see that pump in there? That came off a Jeep orchard engine, an orchard sprayer that had a Jeep engine on it, and I put it together to make this. So I bought the Jeep for 20 bucks, and the other contraption I made down here to put on this, and this has worked for quite a few years. So there's nothing really, well, that pit underneath there will completely fill up with sawdust, and that's the way it is. But there's the hydraulic lines going all the way down into there. I picked those hydraulic lines up at a yard sale. Some guy had them, and I think I might have paid 20 bucks for them. It was dirt cheap. And this is the contraption I made. This was the contraption here that turned the whole orchard sprayer around. And so I made all this bracketry and crap like that, and it's been working for quite a few years. And then if you ever saw the manure spreaders down there, there's one that worked for years, and I'd pull it in here and drop the sawdust in the manure spreader, and then pull a little bit forward if it got full, and then take it up and put it on the trails up in the around here to keep them from getting dusty and stuff like that. But when that sawdust sits in the bottom of those sawdust, like the acidy oak, it just ate the bottoms right through on those things. There's two of them over there, and I just, you know, you'd have to put some kind of PEX. But you can see how this comes in here, and it starts to fill up back here and fill up over here. This is return sawdust, but you can see the pile back there. But this is this got the blade right where you want it. This is a blade. We were in the pit on the other one a little while ago, but you can see it just doesn't go down the way you want. And it's this, I got a thing all the way up there to get the sawdust to ricochet down into here. So I think it comes down and hits here and then ricochets over to here more than anything. I had things up here too, but that made it even worse, believe it or not. So that's why I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do with the sawdust at the other mill. It's just up in the air. I just don't feel like spending a whole lot of time wasting my money. This has been workable, but not great. So, with that being said, I think this new blade likes that slower RPM. Yeah, this thing was hammered for 670. I got to put a RPM gauge on it and see what it's really, what the blade likes, that slower speed. And so I'll find out what that slower speed is, and then I got to take all that cabinetry work off of there to get to that pulley that's in there and get a new pulley, which is another, I don't know, that pulley probably run 800 bucks. Might go 1,000 bucks. So, you know, there's always something. So, I don't know, that's what it is. This is all cleaned up pretty good. I'm pretty much done down here. There's a hole. I bet there's some kind of animal living there. I ain't sticking my hand in there. Anyhow, that about does it for this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon if you want to see, I don't know whether I'll video those trims or not. I probably will, because that gives me another video to put on. Wasted wood on that one. I just have these two little pieces. I didn't have much waste on that at all. So I'm glad you came by. I'll put you back on a stand and see what time it is. And old boy's wore out. Turn my radio on. I come back here with a radio. And that about does it for this one. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to see more of what's going on. Bye-bye now. Got to figure out how to turn it off.